Hello, and thank you for listening to this episode of the Moore's October Rants. Today's episode is titled Fake Friends. You know, we all have this idea of what we want people to be, especially when it comes to friends. We like the idea of them being there for us, being loyal, having our back through thick and thin, right? But then, reality hits. They leave, and it's like, what just happened? How could someone I thought cared about me just dip when things got better for them? They were right there when they needed me, but now, poof, they're gone. And that's where a lot of the disappointment comes from. It's not even that they're bad people necessarily, but they weren't what we wanted them to be. We wanted loyalty. We wanted someone who would stick around when things were rough for both of us. But the harsh truth is, some people are only there when they need something, and when they get what they want, they're gone. Just like that. It leaves you standing there, wondering, was any of this real? And trust me, I've been there, feeling stuck in the same spot while they move on with their life like you never even mattered. It's crushing, no doubt about it. It feels like they never cared at all. And in those moments, you can spiral thinking, is this what friendship is? People using me and bouncing when they're done? But listen, it's a part of life we all have to go through. Everybody deals with it at some point, whether it's a fake friend, someone who ghosts you, or a person who only hangs around when they can get something from you. It's just the sad reality that some people aren't meant to stay in your life. And while I can't give you a magic solution to avoid it altogether, I can tell you this: you're not alone. Everyone deals with this. And here's the kicker: it's not necessarily a bad thing. Yeah, it sucks in the moment, but it teaches you. It makes you stronger, and it shows you what real friendship looks like versus the fake stuff. I mean, if we never went through this kind of betrayal, how would we know who to trust? How would we ever spot the red flags? It's these bad experiences that help us sharpen our instincts. They force us to learn who we can trust, and better yet, who deserves our trust. You start seeing patterns. You notice behaviors that before you might have overlooked. And after a while, you get quicker at cutting those people off before they can hurt you again. Now, I know that doesn't make it any less painful. Trust me, I get it. You thought someone was your friend, and then they just vanish. Maybe you've experienced that feeling where you start to lose trust in everyone around you. You're like, well, if they did this to me, then what's stopping the next person from doing the same? It's a natural reaction, but it's also a slippery slope. It's so easy to fall into this mindset where you start generalizing, where one bad experience suddenly makes you believe that everyone's out to get you, or that all your friends are just waiting for their moment to screw you over. And I'm telling you, that's dangerous. That's toxic thinking that'll only isolate you more in the end. Not everyone's like that. Yes, people will come into your life with their own motives. Some of them might be selfish, no doubt. But there are good people out there who genuinely care about you for who you are, not just what you can give them. I know it might feel like those people are rare, and yeah, maybe they are. But they exist. And when you find them, when you do find those friends who are in it for the long haul, that bond is going to mean so much more because you've seen the fake stuff. You know what real friendship looks like. But still, you have to be realistic. There are always going to be people who just don't care about you the way you care about them. They're going to use you when it benefits them and disappear when they've gotten what they wanted. And sometimes it's not even about using you directly. It could be a situation where someone's living with you, acting like your friend, but the moment they find a better apartment or a nicer place to stay, they leave without a second thought. It wasn't about you, but you're left picking up the pieces. It's heartbreaking, and it makes you question everything about that relationship. But here's the deal. You have to take people on a case-by-case basis. Not everyone's going to screw you over, and if you go into every new relationship thinking they will, you're only hurting yourself. You've got to be willing to give people a chance while keeping your eyes open. It's about balance. You don't want to be naive. But you also don't want to close yourself off to real connections because of a few bad apples. And yeah, some people know exactly what they're doing when they take advantage of you. Some people just don't care. They're selfish, and they're going to do what benefits them, even if it means walking all over you. That's the reality. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It's brutal. Some days it feels like there's no point, like everyone's out to betray you, and it's hard to see the good in people. There are days when it'll feel like you have nothing left to give because you've been burned so many times. I'm not here to tell you that's not going to happen, but it can get better. You can get stronger, and eventually you'll be able to look back and see that these experiences didn't break you. They built you. They taught you who you can really trust and helped you grow a thicker skin. It's all about taking things one day at a time. Some days will be better than others, sure, but don't lose hope. The bad stuff, it's going to make you better if you let it. Use your experiences to shape how you approach people, but don't let them make you bitter. If your self-esteem is shot right now, start rebuilding it. You've got this. It's a process, and it's going to take time, but in the end, you'll come out stronger and with better, more trustworthy friends by your side. Anyways, thank you for listening to this episode of the Moore's October Rants. Signing out. Have a good one, guys. Goodbye.